Good afternoon, traders. Russell Sandiford here again for your easyMarkets market update. Well, we certainly had a very wild Friday with the twin forces there of Friday's announcement of Team Trump wobbles with relation to Flynn going and pleading guilty with lying to the FBI about the Russian probe surrounding Trump's directions or potentially or alleged direction for him to go and make contact with the Russian diplomats in relation to that US election. This story was not the timing that Donald Trump wanted, considering it was just yesterday when the markets were closed that we saw that 51 to 49 vote in favor of this tax plan. So what does that look like on the charts? What does that look like in terms of the opportunities? The big movers were out of US dollar firstly. So the first move, of course, is this big spike you can see on screen on gold. Gold moved from levels around where we are now, 1274, spiking through to 1288. Now, naturally, we then have to talk about the other side of that coin, which is the big positive shot in the arm for the US dollar, which pulled gold right down here on open this morning. Back, like I said, from 1280 on Friday's close, back to 1274 where we started. Now, that is purely on the optimism surrounding the tax plan. There are still some hurdles for this tax reform to clear through. For example, it still needs to be merged with the current House of Representatives tax bill. But quite frankly, I don't think that's the biggest hurdle in this process. I think we have jumped the tallest hurdles in terms of getting that tax rate down from 35 to 20%. And again, that's how the US dollar has responded positively on the front foot to start this week. So for gold traders, you needed to have a very wide stop or obviously take advantage of our guaranteed stops on the easyMarkets platform with that sort of ridiculous volatility. Where that also played out very clearly, if we just quickly do a sidestep into dollar yen. Dollar yen obviously is the inverse looking style of chart. So it punched down to and through stops at 11.50, finding lows at 11.30 before getting back up today. Now, look, from my experience, the market is trying to work out, traders are trying to work out which of these stories will win the battle. That's why, for mine, it's most interesting for me to comment that Trump's already come out swinging. What I mean by that, he's already being resilient, saying he's done nothing wrong, etc. For mine, that means I lean towards the dollar bullish side of this battle, in terms of the tax reform is real and is happening, whereas we don't know how long, if, what, when, how the Flynn investigation business will play out. So I don't think we'll be void of any volatility to finish this year. Now, that's basically Friday and Monday's open in a fast recap. Markets have opened pretty mildly, except for Bitcoin, that's very bullish already this morning. But other than that, the US stocks I need to comment on, they look very strong. For mine, that is a very big indicator that we're going to see the tax reform win the battle. And what does that mean? It means the risk and the US dollar scenario is likely to get bid higher. Now, Euro is an interesting example. If we have a quick look there, it did the same thing there as gold, going up first and then down second. It looks very undecided. I wouldn't like to be flipping coins on the euro at the moment. But look, in terms of getting positioned for trades this afternoon in the London session, it will be interesting because tomorrow is the all-important RBA announcement, of course, in the Asian session. The RBA not likely to do anything except sit on their hands tomorrow afternoon. We've got Canadian interest rates later on in the week as well. But I'll be back a little bit later this evening for you guys on the London Open to give you a full weekly outlook. But in terms of today, look for some consolidative moves, which should play out in some of the risk assets against the yen. For example, last Friday I made some pretty clear comments about this out-of-control rally in sterling yen. The Brexit story is another one that's gaining that positive momentum pretty swiftly and building on momentum. A move from 147 and change up through to 152 was a really obvious and big move. Now, yeah, we had a pullback, but for mine, this story might carry on north again. The sterling yen is a pure Brexit positivity versus safe haven scenario playing out. The other ones, of course, were the sterling Aussie that I highlighted there on Friday. A similar story with the Brexit positivity against the waning swap and the waning ability for Australia to have the best carry trade. So remember, it's December already. We're very close to that US rate hike. So again, the Aussie blipping higher for mine is another great opportunity to get back in here around the 76 handle and look for a move to 74.5 or even 75.5 if you want to be a bit cautious. So for mine, I'm still playing dollar strength. Let's see how that plays out. And as always, if you guys need a hand with your trading, whether it's Bitcoin, indices, commodities, or any of the FX pairs, by all means come through to the dealing desk here at Easy Markets.